Okay, we're going to look at creating just a draft CV. It doesn't have to be fancy. I can turn it fancy. You're going to do this in 15 minutes. We're going to create it on your email because you need it electronically. Anybody that needs your CV now needs it electronically. Paper's no good anymore. It don't get there fast enough for a start. So any internet window you need open, the one that you're looking at right now is fine. Just click at the top and delete whatever it says up there and just type in, you need an email address. So make sure that that's handy and your password. Okay. In my case, it's Gmail, and I want you to search for your email up here, Gmail, but you could type Hotmail, Yahoo, Outlook, live.co.uk, whatever it is, just type Gmail or the first part of it there and press enter and let it search. So now it's searching for my email. Mine's at Gmail or Hotmail or whatever it is. The screen might look a bit different, but your CV is going to look exactly the same. So just click on there. Then I'm going to get myself logged in. So this is where you need your email address. I'm going to use mine and make sure you don't talk as you're typing like me and get it exactly right. Otherwise it ain't going to let you in. And for a start, I ain't done. So it needs a 3 on there. Type your password. Remember, you only get 3 shots at this, guys. So try and get your password right because you can't see what you type in, which makes it doubly hard in case somebody's looking over your shoulder. It's supposed to be private. So remember where you are when you type it in. Don't be disturbed, just all one string. And then click sign in. And with a bit of luck, it should log you in. Now, this is mine. Got loads of rubbish in here. And now to start a new email, I'm going to click compose. You might have a big plus sign if it's Outlook, but find your new email button and click it. And again, Gmail is brilliant, but it is more complicated. I'm going to, this little button here, I'm just going to make it full screen if you can see it, so you can see exactly what I'm typing. So this is a brand new message. We're going to start with your CV at the top here in the body, and we're going to start, guess what, with your name. So I'm not bothered about you using capital letters, so don't use capital letters just because I have. I'm going to put Charlie Chisel, Charlie, and this won't take you minutes. Just watch this. See how fast it is, because all I want is information. I am not bothered about you doing a fancy CV. I will make it a fancy CV, and if you send me this, you'll get one. So Charlie Chisel, just press your enter key to make a new line, and then all along here, I just want your address. 53 Forest Drive or whatever it is, and don't bother with capital letters if you're just learning how to type. Just type Loughborough, Leicester, LE114AA. Make sure you get your postcode on there. Look, and I've done the ones. And I'm not bothered about capital letters. I'll put them because that's what it should look like, but don't you worry about nothing. So I want all your address. So if you've done a CV before, forget all you ever knew about it. I want the address all in one line. No other format, just write it in one line, and then when you get to the end, if you make a mistake, just press your backspace key, but don't, this is not a spelling test. I'm not bothered about spelling. As long as you get your postcode right, that's all that matters. Then press your enter key. Now next, I want your phone number. Mobile's best because you're more likely to have that with you than your home phone, so put that in. And then type a few spaces. I'll make it look nice. Next, I want your email address, which you better be Charlie. And make sure again you get this right. Otherwise, you're not going to get any replies at hotmail.co.uk. Make sure you know whether it's .co.uk or .com because there's both in these. So that's the most important thing, your personal details. Once I've got that, I've got half your CV. Then press the enter key a couple of times. And now we're going to have a look at work experiences. I've done this for speed, but I'm going to go through these with you now. Right, work experience. You can just put work if you want. I will put work experiences just to save you typing. Just put work, then I know you're talking about work. Press the enter key a couple of times so you got some spaces. Then all I want is what have you done in the past, starting with your most recent. Waitress or receptionist. Then make a few spaces. I'm not bothered about a whole job description. I can do that. Providing I know what job you did, I know exactly what you had to do. So just put waitress or receptionist. Put where you did it. Toby Carvery Restaurant. And again, put a few spaces, not just one, so it's easy for me to see. When you put in where you worked, don't just put Toby, because I might not know what Toby is. Include the name and the nature of their business. So don't just put Bill's, put Bill's Sofa Factory. Then I know the nature of their business. So you got Toby Carvery Restaurant. You don't have to spell this out, put them all as one. Toby Carvery Restaurant. Just make sure you get them 2 bits of information in there and I'm good. Now, when you come to years, which is where everyone wants to talk about not doing the CV, at this point in time, and I've done a million CVs, and I know everybody's reasons, and they all start saying, well, I can't do a CV because I can't remember the year. Well, whatever. I'm going to make this really, really easy. We don't need months. I do not want months. Nobody cares whether you started a job in April or July. It's irrelevant. Okay, what matters to them is what you did and where you did it, right? Now, as far as the dates are concerned, just guess. And what I want you to do is guess at the years, not at the months, not the day. So just think, what year did I start? I started 2 years ago. I finished 2 years ago. That was 2000, and work backwards if it's easier. I finished a couple of years ago. That was about 2013. I was there for 5 years. So that's 2008. Do it backwards if you want. Might make it easier, but just guess at the years. This is a work in progress, and we will make changes as we find out information. But we must have a CV, otherwise we can't even start the program. You're going nowhere. Then when you've done that, that's all I want, because I can glorify that now. Then just press your enter key, next job. Now, just think of what you've done before that. Might not have been immediately before. Warehouse manager. Where did you do it? Barter warehousing. So don't just put barter warehousing. So we know the nature of their business. Did that. When I finished, I did that just before I did this. So obviously it finished in 2008 and I did it for a few years. Then I was a porter at the Hilton Hotel in Rugby. And I did that 1994 to 1998. The other thing is, with regarding your work history, you don't have to go back to the date of the flood, because if you've got an ancient history, new employers are only really interested in the last 10 years, okay? And if on the other extreme, if you're quite young, you maybe not have had a proper job, but you need some sort of work experience in here. So you can use voluntary jobs. So you can use volunteering. Just put porter, volunteer, Hilton Hotel, Rugby. Okay, it doesn't matter whether you're paid or not. What matters is what you did and what you've learned. Okay, and I can put that in, providing you give me the job role. Okay, so that's your work experience done. 5 minutes. For you, because you know it and I don't. But I must have some dates in here. No good without no dates. Now your next section is actually, I'm going to call it education, qualifications and training. But for you, especially if you're struggling with your typing, just put training, then I know what you're trying to say. As long as I know, I'm not bothered about any spellings. because providing I've got an idea what you're trying to say, I'll spell check it, I'll make all the fancy lettering. You just give me information. So we've got training. Then press the enter key a couple of times and start down here. Now, training can be certificates you've got, but they don't have to be. So it's just things that you've learned that goes in this section, anything that you've learned. And you don't even have to have the certificate. You don't even have to have completed. So the thing you're going to start with, first of all, is the stuff that you're learning here and now. That can go straight on your CV. So if you've been directed here to do employability skills or work skills, if you want to shorten it down, work skills, computer skills, computer service skills, you'll get certificates for all these, but put them on your CV now. Where did you learn them? Learn direct. When? 2015. So this is where you want to start, because you always start with your most recent training. So if you've not learned anything, you're going to learn these. So they can go on here now. And any training will do. If we're looking at these, so that's the stuff that you're doing most recently. Then you work back in time. Now, Charlie did a forklift truck driving license, which is obviously learning again. And he did that at Barter Warehousing. So so sometimes you might have done manual handling day at work or something. That can go in because it's something that you've learned how to do. Forklift license, Barter Warehousing, when he was working up here, look, as a warehouse manager. But Barter Warehousing, so the dates are the same. So 1998 to 2008. Just stick to this format, okay? Then finally, now I'll tell you about schooling. If you're 1,000 years old like me and you have got a little bit of training behind you, they probably won't be that bothered about your school if it was like 40 years ago. So don't bother. But if you're young, if you're under 20, you might not have had much in the way of training at all, in which case just put, now I've put English, maths and sciences here, and there's a reason for that. Is because you don't have to have your certificate, or you don't have to have passed your exams in this. I just want you to put it in because I know that you had to do it. That's why I've put these in. You had to do these, so I know you did them. The maiders do English, maths and sciences. I've put sciences, but you know, whether it's biology or chemistry or physics or whatever they call it, just put sciences. English, where did you do it? Burley Community College or Quorn College. What year? 1905. And then maths. So again, you don't have to put these if you've got other training experiences. They're probably not that interested, but if you've got no training experience at all, put them on, because you need something in this section. So just put your school in. Of course, if you got an A-level in something, put it. If you got a degree in something, brilliant. You know, degree in sociology, Loughborough College, 2014. Okay, great. So that's the core stuff done. And again, years, just guess at the years. We'll update them if you're not quite right. Just guess. This don't need to be brilliant. I will make it brilliant, and I can do it in minutes as long as I've got this information. And I will email you this back pristine once I get it. Getting towards the end sections, interests and hobbies, 2 things that you like doing. And I will tell you that proactive hobbies and interests will score you more points than passive ones. So playing football will score you more points than watching football. Okay, so think about interests where you're actually doing things. You know, I enjoy gardening will score you more points than I enjoy watching Judge Judy in the afternoon. Also, I enjoy speedway and DIY. DIY is proactive. So put, you know, things that you like to do, not things that you like to watch. Okay. Yeah, just a couple of interests will be going there. It won't score you many points, whatever you put, but you might have some affinity with the person that works there. Maybe they both like fishing. Who knows? Maybe you both like to do that. Then the final little bit is references. Just put references. This is a stumbling block for many people that are unemployed, because often it might have been a while ago since you've had a job, they might have shut down, or you might not have many references, but it makes a massive difference to your CV, because they'll always ask you for some references, so you're going to have some. So you can always put me on, and you'd be amazed how many jobs they do take these up. They'll just phone me out of the blue and say, has Charlie Chisel, do you know Charlie Chisel? Yeah, I do. What's he done with you? Well, he did a little bit of training. What did he do with you? Well, he did customer service and he did his computer skills. Did he turn up on time? Yeah, he's always there. Every single day he used to come here and do the thing. Brilliant. I'm going to offer him a job on Monday. And you won't believe how many times that does happen to me. So get this in. I can only be a training reference, but it's chris.ketchell@learndirect.com. That's my official address. And then just put my phone number here, so they can ring me or they can email me. They don't need to post me. They've got enough. And so that's your CV drafted up, really. And it's not going to take you 20 minutes if you really get busy and don't mess about with formatting and, trying to delete things. You just get it written down. Then obviously I need to get it. So in the toolbox up here, my proper address, and make sure it's my address, Chris Ketchell 3@gmail.com. Double check that. Always ignore these drop downs because they're often wrong. Double check. I do a million emails a day and I always double check that I've got the email address right. Okay, so double check you've got that right. Then in the subject, I just want you to put, hi Chris, please find a copy of my draft CV, and I will email you back within minutes with this done pristine. So all I'm looking for, I'm not looking for fancy typing, I'm looking for information. That's it. Just make sure your information's accurate. You get your postcode right, you got your phone number right. This is the worst one of all. You've uploaded this to 15 sites, sent it to 200 employees, and then you say, oh, my phone number's wrong, and you wonder why you've not had. Double check this information, your contact information. That's got to be right. And once we've done this, there's no changing it. We're going to go forward now. These dates, we can change some of these dates, so don't worry about the dates. And that's it. Once you've got that in, send me a copy, and your CV will be back with you in minutes. That's it then, folks.